to go back to this pain thing, I'm waiting to hear about uh, when I'm going to have open heart surgery. And when I first initially found out, I totally freaked out and went into an emotional frenzy. I was just beside myself because I'm a retired nurse and I've cardiac nurse and I've watched open heart surgery and I know what what goes on. You know, it's like they saw you open, they pull the heart out on your chest and they connect you to a heart lung machine and it's pretty drastic stuff. And so when you said look into the pain, and I'm I'm not as freaked out as I was before, but there's still a part of me that does try to peek out and freak out a bit. And I was thinking explore the pain, and um it's like I thought, why me having this surgery when for years I sort of nursed people and worked hard and stuff, and I never thought that this would happen to me. And this has been such a big learning experience for me because when you said explore the pain, and what I thought of when I was exploring the pain, I thought that's love too, because that this is such an impetus for me to find out who I am.
Good.
And that pain is even love too, and compassion, and it's not it's love also. So I want to explore that a bit more because I think there's a lot in that for me to learn.
There is.
So is that the right way to be exploring it, by looking at it deeply in my own life?
Absolutely. In fact, the most dramatic events in our lifetimes are the most open invitations to awakening that are offered. And so if people have an easy life with nothing terrible happening to them, there's no prompt to wake up from the illusion. This open heart surgery for you is a direct invitation for your consciousness to realize what it truly is. And so, yes, the process here is to go into the middle of that pain or whatever you're perceiving as as suffering or stressful or however you're sensing into how this feels for you. Bring your consciousness into the middle of it, because to the degree to which we try to escape our present reality is the degree to which we suffer. And so there is this is your invitation to go into the middle of it. Can you do you want to do this right now if you feel comfortable enough?
Yeah.
Understand first that you're just the awareness that's exploring this. And so bring that awareness that you are into wherever you feel that sensation in your body.
Where do you feel that sensation? In your chest?
In my chest.
Right now, what's often taking place is you're viewing this space, your chest space, from an awareness that seems separate from it, but it's not, right? If you really think about it, this space of your chest, in the middle of your chest, is within awareness. There's no separation between the awareness and the sensation in your chest. The sensation in your chest is just a movement within your awareness, right?
Yeah.
The sensation within your awareness. Can you be there and be fully accepting? Really bring the awareness that you are into the center of that sensation and see what happens. Pure awareness has inherent qualities in it. And some of those inherent qualities are peace and love, full acceptance, full allowance, a full embrace of what is. And the degree to which we can bring this awareness into the center of whatever troubles us, we heal those energies. There's no active healer here. Awareness itself is healing. It allows the dissipation of discordant energies because it allows all things. So what's here for you now that your awareness is sitting in the middle of the sensation? What does it feel like?
There's not so much a tightness feeling there, like a loosening up a bit.
Good. This is an exercise you can return to anytime it feels tense. Don't try to get away from the feeling. That creates suffering. Go into the middle of it with pure acceptance, pure allowance, pure awareness. So anytime you're feeling that, just remember this and expect no outcome, because a holding on to a certain outcome is also a discordant energy. It's a tightness. And so the goal here is to let go of all tightness. And the ultimate letting go of all tightness is pure awareness. There is no tightness in pure awareness. There is no holding on to any sort of rigid structures. So this is healing. And this does have effects in the body.
Yeah, because I suppose it's the, that tightness of your mind that creates the tightness in the body and the pain and the, and you say the fear of what you're not accepting. There is power in the awareness you put into things. You can do that. That'd be good.
I never thought of putting my awareness there.
Yeah. And what a wonderful opportunity this is, like sort of they're working on your heart, but it's sort of like your spiritual heart too. Like if
Totally.
You can see that you are awareness, your body is just appearing in awareness. So the more you're opening the body, you're opening up your spiritual heart to see that you are awareness. It's a great chance to sort of get to know yourself because you're going through all the thoughts and fears about things.
That's the invitation,
like,
exactly.
Like the invitation, consciousness is sending you to, this is not some fearful event happening to the body, but it's a great chance to see, hey, that I'm really awareness.
Precisely.
Turn it around. Yeah.
And it's an invitation for you too, Ron. I mean, obviously this has effects on you too. And so the more you can bring your pure awareness into your sense of how you're feeling or dealing with this into the center of that, the more you'll heal as well.
I'll heal as well. Yeah. Definitely can be a help to die if I'm.
It will be. It will be. Pure awareness has real effects. When we can bring pure awareness into any circumstance, it heals discordant energies.
It's a real harmonious thing, or like a harmony or something, like nature is.
Totally. And nature can look very violent, right? I mean, it could look very violent, but as a whole, it's completely whole.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's all one thing.
It's balancing.
It's all a harmonious orchestra, and that's what the human life is as well. I mean, that's literally what the movement of the universe is, and aren't we just that?
Really, I guess, just the movement of the universe, and
aren't you just
our bodies are nature?
Aren't you just a note within the music sheet of the universe?
Yeah,
And so
and
every
we
note
just
can be
experience.
played, high notes and low notes.
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
putting together of the high notes and low notes is what makes beautiful music.
yeah, yeah.
So to celebrate the high note and to try to get away from the low note,
Yeah.
it's no longer music, it's just a flat line.
That really helped, Chris. Thank you for that. That's
Mm.
lovely. But I guess our work is to just keep uh, asking, deeply, like who we are, basically. Is that our main thing, to just keep focused on awareness and that?
Who's asking?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good question. Yes, the mind, the
Isn't it just
seeker.
a thought that's asking what it is?
Yeah,
Mm.
that's it.
What
Yeah,
illuminates that? By what power is that thought being
mm,
asked?
yeah. Awareness. Yeah.
Just return to
Oh,
this, and everything will solve itself. Everything will clarify. All the
yeah.
discordant energies in your life will clarify the more you can return to just this, the pure light of truth,
Exactly.
the pure light of just awareness.
Sometimes it's funny, isn't it? Like, 'cause it can either feel bland or not enough or so simple or something that it's like, what, that's it? Or so, like someone says, was it Denise again? Oh, I can see that I'm awake now. Well, after you're awakening, what do I do then? What,
Yeah, I mean
who's doing this happening?
the process of this is really just sitting in that pure awareness, and as you do that, you're
Yeah.
bringing the solvent to the solute, and
Mm,
discordant energies to solve.
yeah.
And so there is
And
real
you
effect
feel,
here.
yeah, there is.
Mm.
And sitting in silence, I guess, is a help to that, isn't it? I suppose, just quiet times, just sitting when you're not doing anything.
Well,
Might be.
also under part of this is the understanding that all noise
Hmm.
is just a movement in the silence that always is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Just a ripple. Mhm. And we just label it this, oh, that's an annoying noise, or that's this, but it's still
Hmm.
all happening in the silence or the stillness. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Hmm.
like all movement is happening within a stillness that's always here.
Hmm. And it's like how the voice in the head, as they talk about, like, I suppose it's coming to, I suppose, to have the awareness to not buy into every thought that goes into your head. Like, the thought will tell you, saying, oh, yeah, I don't like this, or I feel like this, or something like that. But it's really like a bully in your head, or just telling you what think or feel. Or
Yeah, it's just spin-offs of a condensation of thought energy, and so it has all sorts of, you know,
mm,
discordant kind of spin-off thoughts that'll happen
yeah,
throughout the day that, the more you
mm,
can relax into just the pure awareness and just allow them to be, you're not energizing any of them with your attention. They'll just kind of, flutter
mm,
by and just eventually they'll really just not even visit you much at all, just because you're
no,
not energizing them with your
yeah,
attention. Attention
mm,
is like the fuel. It's what fuels up the gas tank of thought. And
okay, so you really got to.
without the refueling, the constant refueling, they all
Mm,
just eventually come to a standstill,
yeah,
and there they just dissolve.
yeah. What's it? We used to watch it a movie, and the movie used to say, "Oh, it's like somebody will come and visit you, and come and stay with you, and they'll come in there, and if you think, oh, you're staying a day, they'll stay about a month or so." He said, and if you want to get rid of them, the best way is just ignore them,
Totally,
and then
totally.
they'll go away.
If you stop
As long
feeding
as
them, they'll stop coming.
they'll stop coming. Yeah, yeah. So it's a little bit like that, isn't it? Sort of, and
Totally.
do you find? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's totally an appropriate analogy.
Yeah, yeah. And do you find, like we see your dogs, well, you really love your dogs,
I do.
Mowgli and
I do. Maya and Mowgli. Yeah.
We're just hoping that you love your wife as much as you love your
I definitely do. She doesn't like being on camera, so I don't put her on, but I definitely
Oh,
do.
oh, okay. Yeah. Is your wife, spiritual, as well, following or the
Not at
awakening?
all. She has
No?
zero interest in it.
Zero.
Zero.
Ah, you've chosen well then. Or life.
Yeah, it's not really, I mean, this is all the same thing, whether it knows
Mm,
it or not. This is all the same
yeah.
thing. And so like
Mm,
people that
mm,
don't know the
mm,
truth, life can be a
yeah.
little bit harder for them for sure, because there's less
Yeah.
harmony. There's more holding
Yeah.
on to a rigid structure. But pure awareness is
Yeah.
pure allowance. And so I have
Mm,
no problems with it. Even when she's
no.
having a hard time or whatever, there's pure awareness
Yeah.
and pure allowance of that, and I'll help in any way that I
Yeah.
can. But
Yeah. Mm. Oh, okay. And she feels, oh well, you're doing your thing, and she does her thing, I guess.
well,
Yeah.
my thing is a full investment in her thing. My thing is a full investment in everything that just is. This isn't an
Wow.
ignoring of reality. This is a full, just like we did with the awareness that went
Mm,
into the center of those discordant energies in your heart die. This is going
yeah.
into the center of all things. This is a full embrace of everything that is. Full awareness is a full embrace.
Mm.
Mm,
That's what I was just thinking that
yeah.
just before you.
That's really good, Chris. That's
Yeah.
a wonderful way to live life. Like
Mm,
full embrace of everything.
everything.
Well, acceptance and embracing and a cherishing sort of even of everything that comes up. It
Absolutely.
sounds funny.
Even
Yeah.
disgusting things become delicious. Not that you like
Yeah.
them in the same way that you like delicious things, but you kind of
No.
relish in
Mm,
just
mm,
the vibration of activity that this is can even
yes.
be experienced, that this even is a potential within
Mm,
existence. It's savored like that.
yeah. Mm. And it's, I suppose, like if you put it on in a perhaps not a, I'd say religious context, like, because there's a lot of people like saints and various people who woke up or, and have been great beings. I suppose you'd say like, Paramahansa Yogananda, but there's a whole lot through that lineage, a whole lot Ramakrishna, that their worship of the Divine Mother, and they put like but they like this, they see everything as God,
Hmm.
and then if you ask them what God is, they'll eventually say it's pure awareness, comes right up to the top, to
Yeah,
the absolute, and then, but there's that part of, I don't know if you call it like a sentimental thing or a spiritual thing, but people love God, so if you really love God, you'll see God in everything. You'll
true.
feel it in everything, even the hard things, the difficult things,
Yeah,
disgusting things.
you're right. Religions would call that God. They see God in all
Mm.
things, and we can call
Yeah.
that God. There's no problem with
Mm.
that. How this
Mm.
is experienced in direct experience,
Mm.
non-dual experience is an awe with all things. You're not labeling anything. You're not thinking that you know what anything is. You're
No.
experiencing it purely without a thought coming between you and it, without any sort of
Mm.
subject-object relationship. There's not you
Mm.
experiencing that. There's just
No.
experience.
Mm. Mm.
And what is experience, if not
Mm.
just a movement in consciousness? And you are just
Yeah.
consciousness. So everything is one thing. Everything is God. Everything is you. All of these are just words saying the same thing.
That's the oneness that we are, I guess, or everything is. Yeah.
Yeah, and the more you can experience this, the more you can like sense into this in your
Mm.
direct experience,
Yeah.
that will unravel discordant energies and contracted thought forms and eventually become this awakened way of being.
Yeah. Got to get that, or we do have it. The apperception, as there's a good article, that not
Mm.
just sort of not understanding, not just sort of, mentally knowing, but that apperception, that, like I said,
Direct, this is direct perception. Yeah.
direct perception, or the Sikhs would call they say, when they say God, they say, Wah, Wah, Waheguru. or wow just means wow, that mind-stilling moment, when the joy or amazing things of existence, of life,
Totally. There is a
Yeah.
joy of being when being is just
Yeah.
being.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
caught in a
Yeah.
trapped in an elevator with a Sikh master. It was the
That's
most
hilarious.
joyous
Yeah.
experience.
Yogi Amandeep Singh. He's just a vital little being, He just travels the world. He has amazing retreats up in the Himalayas, and he'll take people up there and he'll bury you in the earth for something a couple of days. But he'll take you to spots, power spots that, portals that the energy of great masters are there. And he just, we were trapped and he didn't worry. No, no,
He was in such joy, and he
good.
was
Yeah.
Waheguru
Oh,
and
yeah.
just so happy.
And the doors opened, eventually opened. There was two cleaning ladies there, and then they saw this Sikh master and us standing, and he just gave them a big beaming smile. Hello, go on, and just off we went. Yeah,
That's
It was
yeah.
beautiful.
really
So,
interesting.
yeah,
That's
nothing
the
worrying. And,
potentiality in your direct experience right now for everybody.
yeah,
When you let go of all rigid
yeah,
structures and just allow pure being to be pure being, that's
yeah,
what happens. That's what is. It's just the joy of being. And the contents are
yeah,
Yeah.
just plays or dances within that. The cleaning ladies and you guys in the stuck
yeah,
elevator, it's all just a dance within pure awareness, pure being.
yeah,
And
pure being.
pure being is joyous. There's a love of just pure being.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you can feel it sometimes if you just sit there, or it'll be a nice day, mate, which may help it, but just sit there and you just feel it sometimes, just the joy of being.
Mm.
Yeah, we found that because we used to live in Melbourne, and I've been a house painter all my life, and we moved up here in various circumstances, and um, I was just getting to a point where I wasn't working as much, and just sitting there, you just feel good sometimes for no reason.
Yeah. That's what this is
Like
like.
Yeah, and it's like a lightness to it, isn't it? Sort of like
Totally.
the more you see things in a light way, you know, well, light means light, doesn't it? In the light, or you're seeing through the light, and yeah. But we just, if you can see, not to complicate things, not to get too confused or scattered about things, and just bring yourself back to that awareness that it's all appearing,
All
seems to
thought
be the
about
key.
it is just thought about it. It's not it.
Well,
So anytime the thought creeps in, it's just kind of like a
mm,
film layer on top of pure
yeah,
being. So you can just kind of
yeah.
let it go, relax
Uh,
into just the pure being. You don't need any
yeah,
thoughts about this. Pure being already
no.
is.
Mm, yeah, because you don't want to swap one set of thoughts for another. You don't want to go from say a worldly life to a spiritual. But then you're labeling everything or putting or naming this spiritual experience or this feeling or whatever. Or why haven't I got this, or why is this? It's just so much more nonsense, isn't it?
Totally. I mean, it can help
Mm,
up to a
mm,
point. It can allow some brevity up to a point, but it will never take you all the way. Thought can never take you all the way. This is more of
no,
a relaxing into
Mm.
what is.
breaks into what is, into your
If you
being.
let go of
Yeah.
everything right now, if
Mm,
existence seemed to no longer exist, there would
mm,
still be pure being, and that's what you are. If all
wow.
of these bodies were to be wiped off the face of the earth, if Earth
Yeah.
itself were to be completely wiped out,
Mm,
there would still be pure being. And that's what you are right now, ultimately. Not
wow.
as anything,
No,
just pure beingness.
you're a being. Mm. So it can never be extinguished. You're a being. Wow.
Never. It's timeless. How could
Mm,
it? Time itself, time space,
mm,
is
okay.
a condensation within this pure being.
Mm, yeah. Mm. Can science probably can't touch that either or figure it out, I guess.
Just like the mind, it can come close. It can get to the
Mm,
doorstep, but it can never go
mm,
through. Physicists are
yeah.
kind of already pretty close to that doorstep in the sense that they, when investigated all the way, matter is brought to just pure light, and they can't go any further. As you blast all these particles apart, you realize that there's actually no substance called matter. You go all the way to the atomic level, and all of a sudden there's just a sort of vibrating string or vibrating cord, vibrating energy. There's no actual thing such as matter. Physicists, like, go do your research. Physicists will tell you this right now. And so that's the doorstep. And that's how scientists get to the doorstep of realizing the nature of reality. They're going from the matter first perspective. We're going from the consciousness first perspective. And together we'll discover that all there is pure being. And that's already what is. That's always what is. And that's what we are. That's what everything is.
Amazing. Oh, you're going to bring out another volume 2 of your book?
I don't know. Right now, I'm actually going back through the first book, and as I talk to all you guys, the language that I tend to use and the way I point changes a little bit because I understand more where people are looking at this from, and so my language gets a little bit better every time I talk to new people about this. I understand, from what perspective they're looking, and so I'm actually right now going through the original book right now and changing some of the language and clarifying it. It really is kind of like throwing the book into fire and just clarifying the pure essence of what is. And so I'll make that book as soon as I release the new version of it. I'll put it up for free on the website so anybody can just download it. You don't have to buy it. I like paperback books because I like underlining and I like
we do.
we do.
Hope you do a paperback because I don't know. I can never get really into reading online.
We like to underline and stuff.
That's my method too. So I'll definitely put it back for paperback. I'm trying to see how cheap Amazon can let me put it up there for. Because they're the ones actually producing the paper and the print and everything. So there needs to be some charge so that they're making their money. But I'm trying to see how cheap they'll let me put it.
That's very good. Yeah,
I'll let you guys know when that new version is available.
That'd be
great.
That'd be great. Yeah, because my old I am that I used to have it underlined, and I had the underline. So I mean.
So dude, I have the same thing.
You got the same thing, right?
Look,
That?
I don't know if you can see all the underlines and this starred parts and everything.
Yeah.
So I read this. I read this exact same way. But this is how many pages is this? This is like almost 500 pages.
Wow.
And it's all talking about one thing. This can all be summed up into one simple sentence, and that is you are pure being, and that is what everything is. And the more you can relax into just this, just what is, you will awaken. You will realize that the one awakening was never there to begin with. It was just a thought form.
It's the thought form. Oh, wonderful. We've got there's a chap in Melbourne called Sailor Bob Adamson. And he was a direct student of Nisargadatta. And old Bob, he's 95 now, I think. He's still running Satsangs. We went along a couple of times to him, and a few times, I think. But our paths are different. But Nisargadatta sure had a lot of influence on us. Yeah.
Good. I mean, he points very directly, and he doesn't allow the mind to do too much wriggling about. He doesn't produce a whole lot of story about it, which is what I like. That's ultimately what got me here, is being unconditionally direct, accepting nothing as ultimate truth, as an apparition. Anything that appears in my mind is not ultimately true. I want to know the ultimate truth directly. And so by doing that, you clear out a lot of dust off the looking lens of this pure light that's shining through the prism of mind. So just being very direct and not accepting anything that comes to mind, just trying to get at the essence that knows this now experience. And the more direct you can be with that and not accepting anything that shows up in the way. the closer you'll come to just the other side of that doorway. You'll walk through.
You
But
just keep asking for that essence. That's that essence of what is.
Yeah. In every moment, ask yourself, what knows this moment?
What knows this moment? What knows this moment? Yeah. Like, or you have a thought, like you say, whether it be good or bad. What knows this thought? What's it? You just keep putting back to the knower, isn't it? Sort of basically, or the pure being that you are.
I'm not much of a mantra guy, but if I was, that would be it.
Yep.
What knows this?
What knows this? Yeah. What knows this? Well, we'll take that one and run with that for a little bit.
For sure.
Yeah. What knows this? That's a good little thing just to keep your attention back where perhaps it should be.
Yeah.
Your focus.
As you actually dissolve into the essence that knows this, things clarify.
Things clarify. Yeah.
What's perceived as the distance between you and that which you're aware of evaporates.
Yeah. Because we perceive there's a difference. Yeah. What's creating that perception of what is it? What is it that's thinking, hey, I'm not there yet? Yeah.
What knows that?
What knows that? Yeah.
That which knows that is already there.
Hey, we're already here. Ram does be here now. It's like that sort of a little bit too, isn't it?
It is here now.
It is here now.
How could you ever not be here now? Where else could you ever be?
I suppose you could only say lost in thought.
But that which knows, that which is lost in thought, is it itself lost? Is the essence that knows lost?
No.
It could never be.
No. Doesn't matter what you do, you can just keep coming back to that essence of what all the time, isn't it? It doesn't matter what you think of. You can think of a million things, but what knows it? What's the knower?
And as you dissolve into that, the qualities of what is there will become apparent and will pervade your entire experience. And those qualities are peace, love, compassion, bliss. But they're not attached to anything. They're not conditional. No. It's not happiness because you have anything. It's not peaceful because there's a lack of discord or a lack of violence. It seems to pervade all things. It is the essence of being, and it is your eternal essence. Whether you're alive in this body or not alive in this body, it's already what you are. This body is just a condensation of thought through which you think this is perceiving.
Did you say that well? Ask it again. That was really good.
Yeah.
Body's just a condensation.
This body mind is just a condensation on pure awareness. And you've taken this body mind to be yourself. And that's the illusion. That's what creates the illusion of a separate subject and object world.
It was so funny. Last night we were talking about what questions we could ask you, and I just thought, no, we'll just go and see how it evolves when we meet you.
Yeah.
And it's just so much has come out.
Oh, thank you.
It's
thank you.
Been in our in our
couldn't come up with sort of
But
questions. And I'm like, oops.
you know, these are the things we've been thinking about.
We
you
thought, oh,
know.
we're going to take your time.
Yeah, we thought we were going to waste your time, but this has been so.
We'll see you like a couple of dummies.
It was just another thought.
Yeah, it's just been so helpful.
Yeah, sure it has. Thank you, Chris. It's just been wonderful. I mean,
It's been
so
wonderful for
kind
me
to,
too. I mean, you are just a reflection of me, and I'm just a reflection of you, and we're all just walking each other home, as Ram Dass says.
yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, like that, walking each other
Mm.
home. Yeah. Oh, gee. Where to next for you, Chris? What's happening? What do you just keep doing what you're doing with your Wild Satsang and all?
Keep surfing the wave of life, and wherever it goes, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We're so grateful for you.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be lovely to meet you in person sometime. And
Yeah, hopefully that will happen at some point.
Yeah.
Definitely open
hopefully.
to it.
Yeah, gotta come down to Australia.
Yeah, that could happen too.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's great place. You've got a place up here in Dalesford in the hills.
Stay with us.
Got a nice house there, not far down to the lake.
That would be great. If I'm ever in Australia, and hopefully I will be at some point, I'll definitely hit you guys up.
Great, thank you. And the helping Di too. I'm sure that's gonna be a big help.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I encourage you, Di, to find the peace that's here in all circumstance, regardless of what's moving about. There's an awareness here that is already innately peaceful, inherently peaceful, and you are that already, regardless of what moves about within it. If you can locate this, any sort of problems with circumstantial life will dissolve from you. In pure awareness, discordant energies cannot buzz about anymore. There's no energy for them. So I invite you to go into the center of these things and discover the peace that's always available as your true and ultimate nature, your timeless being. My heart is with you. Love you guys.
Likewise. Our hearts with you. Thanks, Chris. Wonderful.
All right.
Thank you, mate, for everything. And God bless you and your wife.
God bless you as well. And you died during your surgery. I'll be thinking of you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Lots of love. Thanks, Chris.
All right. See you soon.
Lots of love.